Ah, Christmas. A time of merriment, joy, presents, family, and a talking dog? This is the basic pitch for the Hallmark classic A Doggone Christmas. This movie is like if a parent filmed a school play with an iPhone, because not one performance in this is above a third grade level of acting, which is fine for the literal third graders, but the full-grown adults, not so much.
I can't possibly drink all this hot chocolate by myself. I mean, I could try to drink it all by myself. Let's see. Yeah, that's a lot of hot chocolate.
I'm not trying to pretend like I'm an actor, because most of the acting that I do is for the silly skits in these videos. But even so, I've watched a few movies, and from what I've noticed, one thing that usually makes a good performance is when the actors do things like give subtle expressions that makes it feel like they're actually real people in their respective worlds, living their lives and feeling the emotions that their characters should feel when reacting to new and sometimes troubling information. There's none of that here. Everyone just kind of waits for their turn to talk.
But what if Omen Kluger's ghost is still in there?
Well, then I'll say hello for you. Okay, but if you don't come back, I'm keeping your glove.
Shut up, Ronnie.
So if you ever see this movie playing on your grandma's TV in the background, I encourage you to fight the almost unbearable urge to get off the couch and turn the TV off and just give the movie a shot, because if you do, you might notice that it's actually so bad that it's good.
Cheer up. Maybe next time they'll put us in charge of a kitty cat or a bunny. Wow. Hardy har har.
And Logan Paul worked on this, so it better be good. So this movie starts like any other Christmas movie you've seen, with the classic scene of a telepathic dog effortlessly jumping off a speeding train to escape the FBI, whose agents are trying to train him to be the perfect spy.
Sorry, sir. He jumped off before we could get him.
Later, the two brothers Jamie and Hugo find the dog hiding in an abandoned house when he telepathically tells Jamie that his name is Murphy.
What's your name?
You can call me Murphy.
And Jamie does the normal thing that any of us would do in this situation and doesn't acknowledge the fact that the dog just introduced himself with his mind powers. And after he literally just talked to him, the kid has the balls to still be confused about where he keeps hearing this voice from.
I'd rather have the meat instead of the potatoes.
Did you say something, Hugo?
We also find out that the brother's father was just fired from his job at a toy factory, and he's afraid they won't be able to have a good Christmas.
Would you be okay with...
It's all that coffee you've been drinking, Bob. Gives you the shakes.
Yeah, tell me about it. I got nothing to do around here but be caffeinated.
I see why they fired him. This next scene is an absolute masterpiece, one only rivaled by Leonardo DiCaprio's scary screaming scene in The Great Gatsby. In this scene, the boys are trying to broach the subject of them finding the dog and wanting to keep it, while the parents try to explain to them that Christmas is going to be tight in the least kid-friendly way possible. And I'm just going to shut up for a second so you guys can watch this beautiful scene unfold.
Well, we're gonna have to be smart about how we allocate our funds.
Allocate funds?
Yeah, buddy, our money.
You mean no presents? What about a dog?
A dog?
The last thing we need right now is a dog. We can barely afford to feed ourselves.
What's for dinner?
Your favorite lamb stew.
Darling, we can't possibly pay for your new soccer uniforms. We have barely enough money to keep ourselves alive. Now pass the caviar. When they get back to the treehouse, they discover that the dog is the property of...
The feds! The feds?
Now again, I'm no actor, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to stare directly into the camera in these types of movies.
Look right here. It says CIA. You know what that is, right, Ronnie? It's the feds, Ronnie.
So the FBI loser's boss is mad at them because they weren't doing a good job at finding the dog they lost, so he calls in Agent Sharp, who's a cold-blooded doggy murderer. And I'm sorry, real quick, before we move on, I just have to say, this movie has a painfully low budget. Like, they couldn't get anyone to help pay for this movie. They can't light any of their shots properly, and they rely too much on stupid green screens and terrible dialogue that takes you completely out of the moment.
I assume you've spoken to General Cutler.
He told me you were coming, yes.
Hey guys, I think that stupid mutt pooped on the helicopter. Anyways, Agent Sharp shows the other agents her drone, which is specifically designed to find and destroy puppies.
Target located.
Must be a wizard Xbox.
She finds the kids and the dog who have run into the forest, but the FBI dude kicks out the power because he feels bad for the donkey.
Shepard, consider yourself on report.
Hey,
Accidents happen.
Sharp eventually gets power back, but at that moment, Jamie hits an absolute dinger into the drone and he destroys it.
Communication interrupted.
What?
So naturally, Sharp goes to their school to get the addresses of the brothers to question them and see if they can find the dog. Hands down, the best performance award goes to the guy who plays the principal. This guy delivers his lines way too seriously, and he ends up sounding more like a 1940s detective than an actual principal.
How much longer is this going to take? I have a school to run here.
Do you know any of these children?
I'll tell you where you won't find this one, is on our stage. He was the main sugar plum in today's production of The Nutcracker. Pulled a no-show. Ruined everything.
Be that as it may, Mr. Callahan, we are going to need a list of addresses.
See the kid outside. I've already told him to give you a printout of all the local addresses. You tell that little sugar plum, he'll never work in this school again.
I'll relay the message.
Yeah. Make my day, why don't you?
So the agents show up at the boy's house and they can't find the dog because he's escaped to go make a bomb.
I got no opposable thumbs, not bad.
The feds decide to stake out the boy's house, and at this point I completely forget that this is supposed to be a Christmas movie. Meanwhile, the failure of a dad seems to have not gotten the job, and Jamie airs his secrets.
Think we're in trouble with the FBI.
Did you just say because it can talk?
I'm telling the truth.
Obviously the dad doesn't believe him.
I believe you about the talking dog.
Oh my god. Since everyone has lost it at this point, the parents listen to the dog's plan of smuggling him out of the house and leading the FBI agents away. Meanwhile, Murph and the kids ride off to the shed where he made that bomb, if you don't remember. And I feel like I should say this for someone out there, but spoilers for A Doggone Christmas is ending, okay? Here we go.
I hope this works. That wasn't part of the plan.
Where are the boys? I don't see them.
There they are.
Where are the children? I don't see them. I hope they didn't get totally blown up and stuff. That would suck. But thank God, it was all just a ruse to get Agent Sharp off his doggy back. The dad ends up getting his new job, the FBI agent grows a conscience and brings Murphy to the family, Christmas is saved, and I don't ever have to watch this movie again.